I was asked about if a seller should do a pre-inspection before listing their house a number of times the other day, and I wanted to address that because it is a very good strategy, and I'll tell you why. I'm Weidman. I'm a realtor here in the Tampa Bay. I help people sell and buy over Tampa, everywhere, all of the time. And here's what I know. There is never a less expensive time to fix any issues with your house than before you list. Once you're under contract and you go through inspection, and remember, I only talk about Florida real estate. That's where I'm licensed. That is where I talk about real estate. Real estate rules and traditions and customs and the way that we do things are different all over the country. So I wanted to be specific. This is about Florida, more specifically Tampa, Florida. But pre-inspection listings are when you have an opportunity to have your house inspected like it would be inspected if it was during your due diligence time once you're under contract. This is a great opportunity to identify all of the silly things that can be wrong with your house that you can get addressed before you're in a situation where you're under pressure. In Florida, we have a number of different contracts that we can write on. I've done different videos about that. You can look at it. If we are on an as-is contract, it means that the seller really doesn't have to do anything with that house when an inspection is done. However, the buyer can cancel that contract if it is not acceptable to them. So as a seller, it behooves you to identify the things that might be wrong with your house, fix them before you're under pressure, before you're under the gun and things have to be done right now, or you start handing out seller credits, meaning you're going to give the buyer money to go fix the problem themselves. The example of this would be, you have the inspection, let's say it costs you $500, and it identifies maybe there's $100 or maybe $200 of silly little things that a handyman can repair, or you might be able to repair yourself. So if you do that, maybe that costs you $700. Let's look at the example where you go under contract without having those identified, and your buyer inspection identifies the same silly things. However, now they are throwing out numbers like, that's going to cost $100 to fix, and that's going to cost $100 to fix, and we want a credit of $2,000 just to fix everything. And that sounds easy to you. So you say, you know what, here's $1,000, here's $2,000, whatever the number is, go fix them yourself. It cost you $2,000 when really you could have addressed it for $700. See what I'm saying? So if you can identify the issues with a pre-inspection before you go to contract, before you list your house, you're saving yourself potentially a lot of money. Additionally, if you identify something big, you can choose to fix it, get quotes, get it fixed on your timeline, or you can choose to disclose it up front and say, I'm selling my house, I priced it accordingly, I know that this is wrong with it, and you've disclosed it. You don't have to fix it. So that's just my advice. I always advise people to get a pre-inspection, get those silly little handyman issues taken care of, identify if there's something wrong, disclose it, or have the opportunity to fix it under your own steam. If you're looking to buy and sell in Tampa, hit me up. I'm a real life person.